Today we're going to decorate this glass shower screen using our unique polished edged glass bevels. These bevels are going to be bonded onto the screen and form a bubble sensation going up the door. We'll use our Nano470 white light and UV curable adhesive. This adhesive will optically perfect, so that the glass bevel will actually become part of the glass door. Now, our first step in any kind of glass preparation is cleaning, and what we use to clean it is a 3M product, which is a white scouring pad. This is a delicate scouring pad. It doesn't scratch glass, and it's the best to remove anything off the glass surface itself. And we just basically prepare that with detergent, water, and the glass scourer. This is our glass pattern, which we're going to apply on the outside of the door. So when doing that, we'll position it just using simple masking tape. Bond it into position, place into position. Now, you can use the stencil if you like, or you can creatively place the bevels in places that you want, different sizes and different areas. Okay, once that's in position, we're ready to bond our glass bevels into position. Okay, we've prepared the pattern on the outside of the glass. What we need is our bevels to be put on, our polished edged bevels. We've got 1.5 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch and 4 inch bevels, and our white light. Now, curing using a white light must be done from the back side of the bevel. Don't cure using a white light from the front, because as we put the bevel on and we hold the light here, the light actually goes through this facet around the outside and disperses the light, so it doesn't cure evenly. If you want to bond from the front side, such as on a mirror, we need to use our visible light bulb, which is blue, which is a brilliant blue. So to bond these on, we're going to cure from the back side so that the light's not going through any facet, it's hitting straight on the back flat side of the glass bevel. Now, to do that on a door, we're very lucky, because we can be working here and then we can get our light, which is just a standard desk lamp, and cure it this way, holding our bevel here. Or alternatively, if you have a friend or a helper, they can sit on the inside and hold the light as you place the bevels on. Failing that, very simply, we have a suction cap, and with the suction cap, the back is wet. We place it in position, nice and tight, and a little bit of wire around the back of our lamp, and as such. And as we move up our pattern, because we always start at the bottom, because the adhesive always runs down, we just release our suction cap and move it up the glass and continue working. We have our pattern in position. We're going to cure our bevels or bond our bevels onto our pattern. Now, before we use our adhesive has a mild irritant in it. So it's advisable that you just get some disposable gloves to put on. It may affect some and not others, but it's good to be on the safe side. So nice tight surgical gloves, disposable gloves, they're very cheap. We're going to place our bevel on. Now, what we're going to do is coat the bottom half of the bevel. The bottom half, because that's where we start. We start at the bottom of the bevel and we let the adhesive flow up the bevel and over the top. Sometimes it's good just to put a couple of drops at the top there, because that's very important to get the adhesive flowing up the top of the bevel. So we start at the bottom and we gently lower the bevel down onto the glass using that bottom edge as a pivoting point, and we can see the adhesive flowing up, and I want to see it flowing over the top of the bevel like such. Now, once we've done that, we'll go to the back. Now, the stencil is 1 millimetre thick, and the adhesive's kind of through suction holds the bevel on, even though it's not cured. So, holding the white light behind the bevel, we don't really have to hold our finger on them, but making sure that the stencil is actually flat on the glass, because we don't want our bevel to slide behind the stencil and down. That's why there's a bit of tapes here holding it nice and flat there. So what we're doing, if you have any bubbles in there at all, any air bubbles, if you apply it properly you shouldn't have air bubbles, because that wave takes all the air bubbles away. If you have got air bubbles, you remove your light, and you need to pick it up at the start before the curing process. Push in the centre and try to force the air bubble out to the side. Now this curing process takes about 30 seconds. Do not move it during that period of time. So with a watch or counting in your mind, just count to 30 and that bevel should be bonded. Now if it's not, you might need to extend it out to 40 seconds for the other ones, such as if the temperature is low, it's cool, it's cold, it takes a little bit longer for the adhesive to cure. Okay, and we've gone through the curing process from holding the lamp at the back, but if we get in our situation where we can't do that, we haven't got somebody to help us, or we can't open the glass panel up, we use one of our suction caps and a bit of wire just to hold our lamp in position. And okay, this is the next bevel we're going to do. So what we'll do is we'll bond our suction cap to the glass. Make sure it's on nice and tight. We'll go up and hook our wire over the lamp. You could get a lamp, you could stand it on a chair inside, you could stand it on a step ladder, whatever works for you. We find this works quite well. But making sure that suction cap is really pressed on in the middle, doesn't come off. We have our light on the other side of the screen. Place our bevel on. Now you've got probably about 20 seconds before that starts getting hard for curing. So push in the centre to remove any bubbles. Make sure that the adhesive flows out. When you're happy, leave it. By leaving it, letting the stencil hold it in position, we're right. Again, count to about 30 seconds. Now once that's cured, we'll move our suction cap over to do this one. But to speed up the process, what I can do is while that one there is curing, check that we have the right size diameter, is I'll do 2 at the one time. Now if you over cure it, all it means is that your cleanup might be a little bit harder, because there might be some residue from the adhesive has gone a bit harder on the outside, so you might need to scrub it a bit harder, or use a razor blade to remove it, or something like that. Nothing worse than that can happen. So again, we'll leave him touching. It's been more than 30 seconds, and what I'll do, I'll just move the suction cap over. You being on glass, let the suction cap slide on glass, but push, make sure that it's stuck, make sure that light's right over the centre, and closing in. Now the spillover of that light will continue to hit our other bevels and cure them a little bit more too, but that's perfectly okay. We don't want to cook them for minutes and minutes and minutes. If you leave the phone rings or something, turn the light off, finish the bevel you're on, turn the light off. Don't leave it on for a long time, because all this excess adhesive will just get harder and harder. Just make it a little bit harder for you to clean. And what I do, as we do a bevel, I won't wipe that one because it's still curing. As we do a bevel, I remove that excess adhesive while it's still soft from our pattern, as well as from the